Assalamualaikum, good morning. Are you hearing me, students? Please reply, hurry up. Yes. जी आवाज नहीं आ रही। अच्छा, मैं खुद कर देती हूँ, मैं खुद कर देती हूँ। ओके ओके। Good morning, all of you. Walaikum assalam. Now welcome again for the online classes. I'm just starting my today's lecture. You all know that there is a long break. Last time we have met each other, and now because your exams will be postponed, or you can say there is a long time after your exam will commence. So we have started the online classes again just for your revision, so that you will revise some of the topics. Okay, and because of that we have started this from today. We don't know about the school reopening, whether they will reopen in the coming weeks or not. So we are continuing our online classes, and then we will revise different topics during that classes. Okay. Now I hope you will join me on time every day, because we have 5 classes a week at all 11 o'clock. So there will be no problem in time management. I think you will learn it that we have the English class at 11 o'clock daily. Now I'm going to start my lecture. This is English language lecture review. Actually, I'm giving you the review. This is lecture number 63, and we are doing translations today. Okay. There I have divided the translation topic into 2 parts. Now we are doing the first part today. First of all, I want to tell you what is translation. It means I'm giving you the definition of translation. Translation is an activity that aims at conveying meaning of a given linguistic discourse from one language to another. Actually, it means when we do translation, it means we are explaining or conveying the message of given in one language into the more easier one or the other language, so that the person who is writing or who is reading that, they can understand the things very clearly. Translation is the replacement of textual material in one language by equivalent textual material in another language. And when we do the translation, we just replace the words from one language into another language, but they are equal or their meaning is same. Okay, if we are writing the sentence in English, and if we are writing the same sentence in Urdu, both the meanings remain same. So first of all, I am taking in this part the different tenses. Okay, how to do the translation of different tenses. So you should remember actually the format or the structure of different tenses, so that you will easily translate. Okay, when you are having the Urdu sentences and you will have to translate into English sentences, you should remember what is the identification of different tenses. Okay, when you understand them, the identification in Urdu, then you should know how to make the structure. It means there are 2 steps. First, you have to identify the tense, given in the Urdu sentence, and then when you translate it, you should remember all the structures, all the rules followed for different tenses. I hope you are understanding everything very clearly. Now for present indefinite tense, first form of verb is used with S or ES. You should remember that first form of verb is used with S or ES. S or ES is a must, and you should remember that S or ES is used with the third form of verb. Okay, so you should be very careful when you are making the sentence, and then no helping verb is used. You should remember this. Another thing that you should remember the rule how to do the sentences or how to make the sentences. It means you should know what is the helping verb which is used here and which form of verb is used here. You should remember everything. You should be very careful in all the things when you are doing. I hope you are understanding what I mean, that you should know all the structure. Now I have given you some sentences here in Urdu and I have translated them. I am showing you the slide in which the translation has also been given, so you can easily understand them. Okay, now these are indefinite tenses, present indefinite. So some negative sentences are here, some interrogative sentences are here. It means when we have the words te hai, ti hai, ta hai, these kind of words shows that the sentences are in present indefinite tense. Like I am showing you some of the sentences here. I'm not reading all of them. Like number 4, you can see that number 3 or number 4 and number 5. क्या तुम नए कपड़े पहनते हो? You can see that I have I'm reading here it from the interrogative sentence that do you put on new clothes? No. So you should remember that when we start with the when we do the interrogative sentence with, we start with the helping verb. Okay. If you are making it in the affirmative sentence, then you start with the subject. So do you put on new clothes? Put here is the verb. It is the first form of verb, and you can understand that it is the indefinite tense. क्या वो तुम्हारे साथ बोलते हैं? Do they speak with you? You can see that they subject and speak, it is the first form of verb. So we are translating with using the first form of verb. Here you can see I am giving you some examples of negative sentences. क्या वो तुम्हारी इज्जत नहीं करता? This is interrogative. Does he not respect you? You can sometimes some sentences will come in your examinations which are intro-negative. So it means they always start with the helping verb, and not is also used here. Okay, I am showing you different types of sentences so that you can easily understand. Actually, you have already done these topics, so this is just the review. So I'm giving you some particular sentences. I'm not reading all of them. Does he not respect you? Or you can write in the way also, does not he respect you? Or you can write doesn't. It means you can use apostrophe and then you can remove o from here. Now you can see third sentence, क्या तुम साफ कपड़े नहीं पहनते? Here you can see these are also, this is also the interrogative. Do you not put on neat clothes? This is the same Here it is in the interrogative sentence, in the top column or in the bottom column, it is in the intro negative form. क्या तुम साफ कपड़े नहीं पहनते? I hope you are understanding. पोस्ट करना रखने के लिए मीटिंग लीव करें तो ओपन नहीं हो रहा। मीटिंग लीव करने के लिए चैट नहीं खुल रहा ना, देखिए ना। अच्छा अच्छा एस्केप करके खुल। हाँ मेरा students read the all sentences please. Hmm. Sorry, there is a internet issue. We are continuing our lecture. Now, please tell me whether my voice is coming or not. Please tell me. Hurry up, tell me. Okay, now it is coming. Okay, very nice of you. Now I'm showing you some of the sentences again here. Who is not listening me, please reply here. Okay, now it is coming. Okay, it's okay. Actually, there is a net issue. So we have got some problems. Now I'm showing you the structure for present continuous tenses. First form of verb is used with ing. Okay, you should remember that when we are used present continuous tense, like I am writing a letter, we are using the first form of verb with ing, or you can see that, you can say that we can use fourth form of verb. There are three helping verbs which we are used here. Is, am, and are. Okay, and you should remember that we use am with I, the first person, and are with first person plural we, second person singular and plural you, and they, that is third person plural. Is used with third person singulars, he and she. So you should remember all these points. Now, there are some sentences which I am showing you here in Urdu, like you can read the sentence here. मैं उनीब की मदद कर रहा हूँ. You can see that when they are written in Urdu, it means we have the last word रहा हूँ, रहे हैं, रहे हो, रहा है. These kind of words are the identification of present continuous tense. Okay, you should be very careful about the identification. If you are not identified the sentence correctly, then you are not able to translate them. Okay, if you are identifying them correctly, then you can easily translate. But you should remember all the structures. Okay, so I'm translating it, or I'm reading the translation here. I am helping Unni. वो दौड़ लगा रहे हैं. I'm not reading all sentences. You can read them yourself. they are running a race. Running a race. Running means दौड़ लगाना. Race means दौड़. Now here you can see in the bottom part, there are some negative sentences. परिंदे उड़ नहीं रहे हैं. It means when we are having the negative sentences, we just said nahi in Urdu and in English not. Birds are not flying. तुम मेरी बात सुन नहीं रहे हो. You are not listening to me. One more thing, remember that listening do not listening. The word listening do not come alone. We must add to with it. Okay. तुम मेरी बात सुन नहीं रहे हो. You are not listening to me. हम कपड़े धो नहीं रहे हैं. We are not washing our clothes. Okay. Now, one more thing. You should remember when you are doing the translation, you should remember that if you are not able to translate the whole sentence directly, you can translate in the rough column one by one word by one word. Okay. You can do the translation of first word, then second word, then third word, and in the same way you can translate the whole sentence. After that, compile it in a particular sentence. Okay, remember that points, because translation is very easy, but if you identify it correctly and translate is correctly. Okay. Now, please, some students are saying that my voice is not coming. So please tell me again that whether my voice is coming clearly or not. Because I can't understand if you are not understanding. So it is useless. So please tell me again. Now, please, students, again tell me whether my voice is coming or not. Say yes or no. I understand. Say yes or no. Just. Because if you're writing the whole sentence, I can't understand what you want to say. Okay, it means there is a problem, Nabil. Some net problem. Okay, some connection problem. Because from my side, there is no problem. There was problem in the beginning, but now it is okay. Now I'm going to continue my lecture. Now I'm showing you the structure for present perfect tense. Okay. Now you should know that for present perfect tense, we are always using the third form of verb. Remember that thing, for all perfect tenses, we are using the third form of verb. Ramisha, I have marked your attendance. I will mark other people also. Okay, don't get worried. Now there are two helping verbs which we are using, and they are has and have. It means we have two options for the helping verbs. Okay, have is used with the subjects I, we, you, they, and has is used for he and she. That means third person singular. Now one more thing you should remember, that if there is any name given, particular name is given in the sentence, we use has for present perfect tense, because it is a singular noun, singular person. So you should remember all these points. Okay, you should be very careful in identifying the tense and using the correct helping verb, as well as using the correct subjects, as well as the form of verb. I hope you are understanding my points, what I am trying to explain you. Now there are some sentences. Here you can see that in Urdu, the words which are the identification words for present perfect tense means likha hai, likhi hai. It means the work has been completed. Okay. Here you can see in Urdu, the third sentence is hamari kitab gum ho gayi hai. It means that work has been done. गुम हो चुकी है. Next word which we can use here, चुके हैं, चुका हूँ, चुका है, चुके हैं, चुकेंगे, चुके हैं. ओके, या गई है, हो गई है, कर लिया है. It means the words which are showing that the completion of the word. Okay. Now here you can see that when I am changing these sentences in Urdu, you can see in English some of the sentences I am reading here and I am translating them into English. तुमने ये शरारत की है. शरारत, you should remember the word which is used for the translation of shararat, that is mischief. You have done this mischief. Now remember one more thing. If I am doing word to word translation, tum, you, ne, have, ye, you have to translate all words. Ye, the translation of ye is this. If it is written here, तुमने वो शरारत की है, the sentence become you have done that mischief. Okay, ye means in English the word for ye is this, the word for wo is that. Remember these small points, please. Now the sentence become you have done this mischief. Done is the third form of verb. You all know that. Have is used for as a helping verb for perfect tense and present perfect tense. Have is used because our subject is you. वो उस पर हंसे हैं. हंसे हैं, it means they have done it. So the English translation of the word hasna, laugh at. Now remember, us par in English at. They have laughed at him. Okay. Now there are some negative sentences also given here. मैंने ये सवाल हल नहीं किया है. It means nahi is the word used for negative meaning in Urdu and for English not. मैंने ये सवाल हल नहीं किया है. हल करना, solve. Okay, you should remember, you should clarify the word, you should understand the actual word translation. Word to word translation is a must. Okay, so that you cannot use any other word again for translation of words. Now I have not solved this question. Again you can see that ye is written in Urdu, so this comes here. मजदूरों ने हड़ताल नहीं की है. मजदूरों, the laborers, because it is written in the plural form, so I have added s here in the plural form. The laborers have not gone on strike. Strike, हड़ताल. Now you can see that in the from the English sentence the meaning comes मजदूर हड़ताल पर नहीं गए हैं. So same meaning is given in by English translation. Both the sentences can be used in Urdu. Like मजदूरों ने हड़ताल नहीं की है, मजदूर हड़ताल पे नहीं गए. Okay, same meaning. हम अपना काम खत्म नहीं कर चुके हैं. We have not finished our work. Okay, you can see that खत्म करना, it means finished. If there is the sentence written हम अपना काम मुकम्मल नहीं कर चुके हैं, then the word comes here completed. Okay, you should remember little bit difference between different sentences or different words. Okay, I hope you are understanding everything. Now I'm showing you the sentences for present perfect continuous tense, some of the sentences, and I'm showing you that which form of verb is used here. You know that first form of verb is used with ing. The ing form of the verb is known as present participle form of the verb, and it is actually the fourth form of verb. Okay, so you should remember that for present perfect continuous tenses, we are always using the fourth form of verb. Now we have the helping verbs here. Has been and have been. Remember, have been and has been, are the options for present perfect continuous tenses. Remember that the helping verbs for other tenses is different. Now for I, we, you and they, these are the subjects, we use have been. And he and she, which is the singular subjects, we are using has been. Remember, if we have any name as a subject in any of the sentence, we use has been, because name means we are discussing about only one person or the singular person, but the particular name has been given. Now here since and for is also used in the sentences. If the sentence is written in the complete form that subha se barish ho rahi hai, then we are using since and for. Otherwise we cannot use, we may not use. It depends upon the sentence, whatever is given in the Urdu sentence. Okay, like you can see that तुम 2 घंटे से चिल्ला रहे हो, चिल्लाना shouting. Okay, now you can see the time limit is given here, 2 घंटे से. It means we can use the words with since and for, and we can mention the time also in the sentence. तुम 2 घंटे से चिल्ला रहे हो, you have been shouting for 2 hours. If you remember, we have the difference between since and for, that if we have given the time limit, mention the actual time, we are using for, or if we are using the starting time, if we are having the starting time given in the Urdu sentence, then we use since. Okay, remember these things, please. Most of the sentences given here are for the time limit in which the duration has been given. Whenever the duration has been given, we are using for, and when we have the beginning time or the starting time of any action has been given, we use since. Like subah se barish ho rahi hai. It has been raining since morning. Okay, because morning is the starting time which is given here. Okay, some of the examples which I'm telling you, these are not written here on the slides. I'm telling you from my side, but I'm giving you some examples in the form of the slide so that you can easily read them and try to understand. मैं 5 दिन से बीमार हूँ. Okay, I have been ill for 5 days. You can see that time duration has been given. Now I am coming to past indefinite tense. I hope you have understood present tenses. I have discussed all 4 type of tenses, and I have shown you the forms of verbs and the helping verbs which are given or which are added in their structure. And I have shown you the some of the identification points from Urdu sentences. Now I come to past indefinite tense. You should remember that second form of verb is used here. No helping verbs are used. Remember that no helping verb is there in past indefinite tense. Okay. Now some of the sentences here given in the interrogative form. It means when we have tha, thi, the, khaya, ai, likha, पहुंचा, it means the work has been done and this has been done in past time. So if you remember that when we are having the interrogative sentences, we start with the helping verb, and did is the helping verb for past indefinite tenses. क्या मैं स्टेशन वक्त पर पहुंचा? Question mark. So did I reach the station in time? Okay. Reach पहुंचना. क्या तुमने टिकट खरीदा? It means खरीद चुके हैं. Okay. It means already done. क्या तुमने टिकट खरीदा? Did you buy a ticket? It is ticket has been bought. So it means they have completed the work. Now I'm showing you another sentence. क्या कल बुशरा ने खाना नहीं खाया? You can see that it is interrogative. Did not Bushra take meals yesterday? Question mark. Yesterday means गुजरा हुआ कल. Tomorrow means आने वाला कल. Now I'm showing you past continuous tense. First form of verb is used with ing. Remember, for past continuous we always use fourth form of verb, that is ing form. Helping verbs are two here, was and were. Was is used for I, he and she, and were is used for the plural, um, we, you, and they. Okay. Some of the sentences I am showing here. कर रहा था, कर रही थी, रहा था, रहे थे. These are the identification points for past continuous tense. I'm reading some of the sentences. मुझे सख्त गर्मी लग रही थी. लगना, गर्मी लगना, गर्मी hot, lagna feeling. Okay, so I was feeling very hot. Very, why I have added very here? Because in Urdu you can see the word is sakh. Sakh garmi, very hot. Okay, I was feeling very hot. गरीब भूख से मर रहे थे. The poor, गरीब, the English of गरीब is poor, and we are not adding s here. Poor means गरीब. The poor were, and were is added here because poor means gharib log. It means many of the people, but we are not adding s here because it is used in the same way here in the singular and the plural form. The poor were dying of hunger. Hunger means bhook. Dying means marna, and dying of bhook se. When we are using bhook se, so the English of say here is of. We are using dying of. If you remember prepositions, some of the words are continuously added with some of the prepositions are added with some of the words like dying of, suffering from, consisted of. Okay, like these sentences. हम गरीब आदमी की मदद नहीं कर रहे थे. We are not helping the poor man. Okay, I hope you are understanding. Now I am showing you past perfect tense. Past perfect tense means for the perfect tenses, we always use third form of verb. Helping verb is used had here. We have no options like we have present in the present perfect tense. We have two options, has and have. But here is only one option. So it is the easiest thing to learn it. I, we, you, they, he, she. We are using had with all the subjects. Now there are some sentences. Again, the work has been completed or action has been done. चुका था, चुकी थी, चुके थे, हो गया था, हो गए थे. Like these kind of words which are the identification words for the past perfect tense. उसने पहले ही हमें खतरे से आगाह कर दिया था. आगाह करना, inform. पहले ही, already. He had already informed us of the danger. Danger, khatra. You can understand that we can use he or she, whatever we want. Okay, but most of the time we make the sentences with he. If we are not having the um, uh, having the mentioning of the gender, then we are mostly converting them with he. We are using he mostly. He had already informed us of the danger. इस उन्होंने अपने पर्चे वक्त पूरा होने से पहले खत्म नहीं किए थे. Is not, that is negative sentence. They had not finished their papers. पर्चे, papers. पूरा होने से पहले, पहले, before the time was over. Okay, time was over, time खत्म होना. Now try to understand, and when I will upload the video, please read all sentences. Now I am showing you the past perfect continuous tense. First form of verb is used with ing. Okay, helping verbs is had for all the subjects. I, we, you, and he, she, had been. Sorry, it is written, I think, the wrong way. Since and for is used whenever the time has been mentioned. Okay, now for past perfect continuous tenses, if you remember, I have already told you, if time duration has been given, then you are using for. If the beginning or the starting time has been given, then we use since. Now I'm reading two of the sentences here. क्या 2 दिन से बारिश हो रही थी? Now you can understand that it is interrogative, so it starts with the helping verb. Had it been raining for 2 days? You can see the time duration has been given 2 दिन. So I have added 4 with the question mark. Remember to put the place the actual question mark, exact and accurate question punctuation marks with the sentences, whether it will be a full stop, exclamation mark or question mark. हम मई 2005 से वहां काम कर रहे थे. वहां, वहां मीन्स देयर. We had been working, काम करना, working there since May 2005. Full stop. Now, why I have written since here? Because it is the beginning time mentioned here. Okay. I hope you have understood everything. There is another sentence. हम 2 घंटे से मदद के लिए पुकार रहे थे. We had been shouting for help for 2 hours. Okay, again you can see that time duration has been given, so I have added 2 here. Now I hope you have understood till the here all sentences. We have done present tenses and past tenses today, all 4 types of each tense. I hope you have understood everything. Now I'm giving you the chance. If you want to ask me anything, please ask me. Now it is your time. If you want to ask anything, please ask me. Okay, very nice of you. You have understood everything. Now I want to tell you about your board examination paper. You already knew it about, because think you have seen the model paper, but I just want to discuss here that your paper will be of 75 marks and 37 MCQs will be given in the first section, section A, and these will be of 37 marks. So you should know that the MCQs will come from the literature portion as well as from the language portion. So you should prepare it very thoroughly, because 37 marks are very much to gain. Okay. Then in the second section, section B, there will be short questions and idioms and fill in the blanks. So you should be prepared for the short questions. These come from the literature side, and fill in the blanks we mostly come from the literature side. And you all know about idioms. In the section C, you will have to write essay. It means you have to practice essay writing with all the paragraphs. We will discuss about the paragraphs and steps of writing the letter, application and essay also. And in section C, you will also have been, you will also given application and letter. So there will be a choice between application and letter, so that you will easily attempt any one of them. Then there will be translation at the last. Umar, there will be no, actually there will be no date announced till yet. We will solve the MCQs and tell you. I think I will give you to solve the MCQs yourself, so that I will check about your preparations. Okay. Now the time is over. Inshallah, we will meet tomorrow. I hope you have understood everything. Inshallah, we will meet tomorrow. I hope you will join me on time. Allah Hafiz.